the Dead Air Sandman S or the Energetic Arms Vox S? Which one is right for you? What's going on, guys? I hope all are doing great. So if a lot of you have asked for this video, a comparison, basically a versus video of the Sandman S and the Vox S. So it's been like almost a year in the making of this video, and finally got around to actually doing a little bit more content with these two cans, because usually if I have one on me, I don't have the other one. Like I said, I'll have the Sandman with me sometimes, or I have this. Very rarely, so I'll have both. When I go to the range, I don't bring a lot of guns. I just bring what I know I'm shooting or that day sometimes, or I just forget shit. So I said, a long-awaited video on these two cans. This can you probably heard of more, the Dead Air Sandman S. It's a very popular can right now. Dead Air makes a lot of good stuff. But as you know, I made a video first on this one. For a lot of you guys might not know this company, but this is by Energetic Armament. So this is a very, very nice can. These are very, very similar. So in these two cans, this is going to be basically the closest thing, similarity you're going to get from two different companies. Yeah, they have like the Dead Air Nomad, but the Sandman S and the Vox S are really the two that's going to be battling out the most on what should you choose on weight, price, length. I like K's, but I do want my ear. I don't shoot with hearing protection a lot. I should, but a lot of guys get the K's, which is fine. I have some K's that are on the way. There's some gel right now waiting on my stamps, but I just like the S's. They are a little bit quieter, not crazy quieter, but some cans are quieter. So let's move on down to similarities, pros, cons on both, and get into which one I like better and which one might be right for you. So we will start first with the Energetic Armament Vox S, and then we will go to the Dead Air Sandman S. Very, very similar in weight and size. So shooting first will be a 300 Blackout 220 grain sub out of the Energetic Vox S. Here the Vox is a very, very quiet can. You can probably hear me I'm literally shooting right into the ground. I'm not shooting a target, I'm shooting right in the ground. And I can literally hear the action, the charging handle hit right in my right ear, and also just hitting the ground. So there's literally not much noise to the Vox S. All right. So that was a 220 grain 300 Blackout subsonic round out of the Vox S. Same mag, same ammo, so it's going to be a 220 grain sub 300 Blackout. Let's go and get this off and put on the Sandman S. All right, Sandman S 220 grain subsonic 300 Blackout. Don't know if the camera picked it up much, but actually everything else is the same. I have noticed a little bit more of a crack and pop with the Sandman S. As far as gas and muzzle flash, not really a big difference on it. So either way, these cans are very, very, very similar. Price range, give or take, we'll go over that in the actual review on it. But yeah, so 300 Blackout, what do I prefer? They're almost the same, but I did notice a little bit more quiet out of the Vox S over the Sandman S. All right, moving on to a 5.56. That 300 Blackout, by the way, is an 8.7 inch barrel. Moving on to a 16 inch, a full 16 inch 5.56 barrel. We're gonna start with the Sandman S, and ammo is simply a 55 grain. There's no subs or nothing. I'm shooting a standard 55 grain 5.56. So let's see how this sounds with the Sandman S out of a 16-inch barrel 5.56. So big difference really, obviously this is a 5.56. Big difference, I am noticing I'm getting a lot of gas right now being on 5.56 also compared to that 220 grain 300 Blackout subsonic. But obviously it's going to be louder. Cans are not supposed to be completely quiet. So Sandman S, let's take this off and get the Vox S on. All right, same gun, same ammo, 5.56 16-inch out of the Energetic Arms Vox S. All right, right off the back, so I will say this has less gas than the Sandman. Don't know if camera can pick it up, but I'm not using hearing protection. I know some of you guys will, don't kill your ears. I'm doing a suppressor review. I've shot these many times, but never side by side like this to see kind of what my ears are hearing. My ears are fine right now, but less gas out of this 16-inch Radian 5.56. Less gas with the Vox, but I've noticed this is louder with the 5.56. The Sandman was more of a thud, but it was not as, told you the Sandman had more of a pop and crack to the 300 Blackout. This was more of a crack. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's more of a crack, but was louder than the Sandman on the 5.56. So like I said, we'll dive into what can is right for you. First thing we will cover is price. These are really similar in price. We're right at like 800. So depending on what, if you don't get the direct thread, the chemo with it. This one I got in direct thread and I had to order the chemo. This one was nice. It came with the chemo or direct thread. So that was nice. You can get this version as well with the one I got when I had that. So both of these are neck and neck right at 800. Even with the full kit, I think it's 750 to 850 for the Vox. And I've been seeing 8 to 850 for the Sandman. So literally these price-wise, if you're saying, well, what's cheaper? Usually people say, well, cheaper, better for the budget guys. These very, like literally neck to neck on price. Now moving on down to, we're not going to go into every specific and little spec on these. I'm just going to do what I know and I'm going to show you. So size-wise, the Sandman, I mean, you can see this is almost neck to neck. The Sandman was just below 7 inches. This is both with chemos. If you read the internet, it's probably going to show direct thread. But both with the chemo mounts, the Sandman is sitting just at 7 inches, just a smidge below 7. And then the Vox was sitting just a smidge above 7. Also, you can see the Sandman being a little bit taller, but most of that is the end cap. I mean, that's, if I go down, I'm literally barely adjusting my thumb for this to be the exact same. Just end cap just stick out more on the Vox S. So price is basically the same, or size, length is basically the same, diameters. This is, I don't know the exact diameters of both, but the Vox is a tad bit beefier. I'm talking about a smidge bit beefier and wider. Now weight. This is 17.7 ounces. This is with chemos. With the chemo on the Vox, is sitting a little, it's like right at 16.3, can't remember what it was exactly. Sitting a little over 16, just say 16 and a half. So 17.7, 16 and a half, so only a 1 ounce difference. So like I said, this is a tad bit longer, a tad bit wider, but is a 1 ounce, or an ounce is really not that bad of weight. So similarity, these cans are literally battling it out. Like which one do you get? Nick, they're the same price, basically the same size, the same weight. Which one is for me? So going suppressors, a lot of people ask about cans. And this is not really like a good thing to look at. A lot of people say, what's the quietest? I want the quietest. Yes, I love very, very quiet cans. Don't get me wrong. That's one reason I got the box. We'll go over about how to make this quieter. But cans are all about being quiet. That's what they're intended for. Basically, it was the muzzle flash. Both of these shooting suppress, I did not really see a muzzle flash. You can see here in the video on gas. Let's go over gas. When I was shooting 300 Blackout, both of these I didn't think I noticed anything, to be honest. I was paying attention, but I didn't really notice much gas at all. And I was running on the 300 Blackout. You can see that is a dead air muzzle brake. Yes, there's a muzzle brake on that because right now, whenever I got the Sandman, it came with a muzzle brake. It didn't come with a flash hider. I shoot flash hiders, I don't shoot muzzle brakes. So that was a big difference there, but like I said, I only shoot 300 Blackout suppressed. So at first I'm like, is it a big deal? Not really, because I'm always going to have a 300 Blackout suppressed. But it's just what came with the Sandman S. That's another thing that does come, for price-wise, I did get the muzzle brake with it. It might have been $900 or $1,000. Let me check on that one. So 300 Blackout, not much gas at all. That's one thing I like to look at as on a can first, is how much gas and how durable the can is, and also how quiet it is. But getting suppressor, a lot of people jump into this, I want the quietest. Okay, just because you get the quietest can, it might be a piece of shit. Like, you might shoot so many rounds through it, and that thing just might start melting on you or not functioning well. So I'm not bashing any can companies out here. There are cheaper can companies out here that can hold up, but there are cheaper can companies out here that don't hold up. That's why they are cheaper. I'm not saying more money is everything, but get what you pay for. 300 Blackout, barely any gas, if I even noticed. I don't remember. You can literally go back, keep watching the video or actual of both cans of the 300 Blackout. I didn't see anything really. Moving on to the 5.56. I did notice some gas out of both, but the Vox was not as bad as the Sandman. The Sandman, I did notice, had a lot more blowback to the gas in my face. You guys shooting suppressors know whenever you're shooting, and I say if you're shooting a lot, or even if you're shooting full auto, that gas, it literally is feel like you got to sneeze the whole time, and you're getting like punched in the face with a sneeze. If that makes any sense. Like, it's not pleasant. It don't hurt or nothing. It's not pleasant. I feel like you constantly have to sneeze the whole time with that gas is going straight in your eyes and your nose. So the Sandman did have a lot more gas. Is it enough to harp about or not get? No. Cans are going to have gas. You can adjust the gas setting. I did not mess with any of my gas settings on these guns. I didn't want to start changing stuff. I literally left it how I shoot it. 300 Blackout also adjusted to be, obviously because I shoot 300 Blackout suppressed. My 5.6, I just have it on a normal setting. It's not up or down, give or take any. It's just normal setting. I just left it when I throw cans on because, I'm shooting suppressor. I'm not. It's not like a designated suppressed rifle. So gases, Sandman is going to have a little bit more than the Vox, but it's not noticeable at all. Now let's go over the durability. This is basically the material this is made out of, is what they make jets out of, like the spaceships that go up in space. That kind of material is what this is made out of. Look up the exact name. I can't remember the exact term for it. That's what it's made out of. As far as durability, both these cans you're going to be able to beat the shit out of. A lot of people are saying, what about this one, guys? If you look up what it's made out of and how much heat it can take, it actually takes much more heat than most cans on the market right now. But as far as durability, these, if you want to fucking beat the shit out of them, I'm not going to sit here and start doing that. No, I do try to keep these nice when I can. But as far as durability, they are going to hold up. I feel like this, like in my hand, even though this is wider and a little bit lighter, I feel like this is a tad bit more beefier than the Sandman. But like I said, this is not going to, it's not going to go anywhere. This just feels more like my Surefire RC2. You guys know the RC2 is not a quiet can whatsoever. But in my opinion, guys, not any of y'all's, but in my opinion, out of my 4 cans, the RC2 is the most durable, rugged can that I own. It's probably the loudest can I own, but it's also, I feel like I can do anything on that can and it'll last. I mean, you see cans out here that the people are just straight mag dumping after mag dumping, beating the shit out of that can. The RC2 is definitely the most durable can in my opinion. These, I'm not saying they're shitty cans, no, but so you gotta, it's not all about how quiet something is. The RC2 is It used to be one of my top cans. It still is for durability. It's my favorite can of durability. But yeah, so moving on to noise. On the 220 grain subsonic 300 Blackout, so this is, to me, this video, actually we'll say that part at the very end of the video, so don't, in this video, if you want to see which one's my favorite, stick to the end of the video. Don't be a guy just, oh, I saw what I need to see, douche it out. We've all done it. But as far as shooting this, the 300 Blackout, the 8.7 back here, 220 grain subsonic, this shit's quiet. You see my other Vox video, the Vox is quiet. And another thing about the Vox I'm going to go into, you can put something called a wipe into where this muzzle cap is. You'll take it off, put a wipe in there. All it is a piece of rubber silicone in there. The first 50 to 100 rounds, shit is super quiet. I did not want to add that to the review because I was wanting to do it without a wipe. I didn't, because I'm not using a wipe on the Sandman. Why would I do that? Kind of give it a ha-ha, this one wins over the Sandman, because you're going to notice a big difference with that wipe in. That shit's super quiet. But I didn't want to do that, make this an unfair video. I think there's a way to do this, I'm not sure. But, so there's, to get this basically like a cheat code, you add the wipe to it, it's a piece of silicone, goes in here, puts in there, first 50 to 100 rounds. This is like whispering, whisper. Guys, it's quiet with a wipe in. But, even without the wipe, shooting this, don't know if the video picked it up much. This, I noticed, was still quieter than the Sandman. Now, this is super quiet as well. I just heard that crack in the first round and that pop noise. Whenever you're, when the round's ejecting out of the muzzle, it had a little bit more crack and pop. Snap, crackle, pop, whatever you want to say. A tad bit. But as far as the actual noise itself, pretty damn close. Just a little bit more of a pop noise. And guys, you might, the video might pick it up. I don't know. But I'll say that when watching or listening to it shooting, I mean, I didn't need hearing protection at all with the 300 Blackout, but a little snap on that. Going to the 5.56, obviously, camera, I don't know if it picks it up. In my ears, I noticed a difference shooting the 16-inch 5.56, the 55 grain, regular round, no subs or nothing. I noticed the noise getting up there. I liked this better, the Sandman, on my 16-inch 5.6. That's why I started to notice the gas. Yes, this was not as gassy as this on my 5.56. But for some reason, I just like this on the 5.56 shooting better, and that on the 300 Blackout. It's just my preference or whatever. But this was no gas. I mean, it was still gas, not as gassy as this one. I said the video, you can see how the gas is doing it. It could be the different things. I'm using a flash hider on the 5.56, and I'm using a muzzle brake on the 300 Blackout. I don't know. It could be that. Who knows? But gas-wise and gas, noise, everything. Guys, these cans are fucking battle it out right beside each other. So before we end this video, I said stay to the very end, and you will hear my opinion on what I like better. Guys, don't take this like, oh, well, the Sandman's not as good, or oh, it's not near superior. No, I'm not saying that. But for me, my preference, my personal opinion, my liking, I like the Vox better, only because this was my second can beside it was right behind the RC2. I get this almost a year later. So I had more time behind the Vox S than I have the Sandman. And the company's not near as big as Dead Air. No, they did not. I'm not sponsored by Energetic Arms at all. They know I was on this video. The first one did. But I like companies that are not crazy big yet. And I want to keep seeing them climb, knowing, oh, I had one of their products before they were even hot shot. They were no big, massive company out there that not many people know of Energetic Arms. That's the only reason I like this better, guys. Like I said, as far as how they function, guys, they're basically the same damn thing. Just whatever you like better. I mean, you can go nitpicky, one's an ounce bigger. Well, this is a little bit taller, this is a little bit fatter. You can do all that stuff. At the end of the day, that shit really don't matter. Just buy something good, durable, that's got decent noise reduction. If you guys want the K models, I am getting these in Ks also, and I'm going to be getting a lot of CGS cans and hopefully OSS cans out there. Because I have not shot any OSS cans, but that's going to be my next one. CGS I've shot, the Mod 9. I love CGS. CGS is one of my top dogs right now, but I only have 1 box and 2 dead airs now, so once I start getting more cans, I might have like a range day of going down, like say if I have 10 cans, go down each one, kind of like the 30 cal cans, go to my pistol cans or whatever else I'm doing. So we'll do a video like that later on. So cans are taken. E-files used to be like 3 weeks a month. Now they're back like 5-6 months. So we are waiting on a lot more shit and taking forever. Guys, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you could like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, and also hit that bell notification down below to be notified when I upload videos. Sorry about the long wait on the can review, guys. I love suppressors. I love night vision even better, so that's like my favorite topic to talk about. But guys, if you want to help the channel a little bit more, but you don't have to, I'll have the link to my Patreon account down in the link below. And also, if you want to see some other cool stuff besides just gun stuff that's got to do with health, wealth, and real estate, get your mind right, get your money right. And if you want to know some stuff about real estate transactions and just think about selling real estate, whether it be as an agent or an investor, I'll leave a link to my other channel down in the comments down below, the description down below. It's a newer channel, but I'm looking forward to work on that one as well, just as I'm going to keep doing this one. But guys, I appreciate it, and as always, y'all have a good one.